In the remote coastal village of Greyhaven, the air was thick with the scent of salt and decay. The sea, once a lifeblood for the villagers, had grown ominously silent. The fishermen spoke in hushed tones of shadows beneath the waves, and children whispered tales of a slender figure that haunted the fog-shrouded docks at night. Marianne lived in a crumbling cottage on the edge of the village, her windows facing the brooding ocean. She had grown up with stories of the Slender Man, but unlike the others, she didn't fear him. To her, he was just a tale, a myth meant to scare the young into obedience. But as the days grew shorter and the nights more oppressive, something began to change in Greyhaven. It started with the whispers. At first, they were barely audible, like the faintest breath of wind. But soon they grew louder, more insistent. They spoke of drowning, of a figure lurking beneath the surface of the water, waiting to drag the unwary down into the cold, dark depths. One night, as Marianne sat by her window, the fog rolled in thicker than ever before. The sea was hidden from view, and the world outside became an eerie void. She could feel the presence of something ancient and malevolent watching her, but when she looked around, there was nothing there, only the fog and the faint sound of the waves lapping at the shore. Unable to sleep, she ventured out into the night, her footsteps echoing in the silence. The village was deserted, as if everyone had sensed the coming of something terrible. The fog clung to her like a shroud, and the whispers grew louder, more desperate. They called her name, begging her to turn back, but she pressed on, drawn to the docks by a force she couldn't explain. There, amidst the mist, she saw him. He stood at the edge of the dock, his tall, slender frame unnaturally elongated. His face was a pale, featureless mask. His arms, long and twisted, seemed to stretch out into the fog, as if reaching for something unseen. His hollow eyes bore into her, empty and cold, and Marianne felt a wave of terror wash over her. The whispers turned to moans, and she realized they were coming from the water. Faces, pale and gaunt, emerged from beneath the waves, souls lost to the sea, their hollow eyes staring at her with a mixture of sorrow and envy. Their mouths opened in silent screams, pleading for release, but no sound escaped. Marianne tried to run, but her feet were rooted to the spot. The Slender One moved closer, his movements slow and deliberate, as if savoring her fear. His arms stretched out to her, and she could feel the coldness radiating from him, a chill that seeped into her bones. As he reached for her, she heard a voice, a low, guttural whisper that seemed to come from deep within the earth. "You cannot escape, child. You belong to the sea now."